spray, go ahead and do tough skin. Now sometimes we will also go in here and put a heel lace pad. So just to kind of reduce the risk of getting a friction blister. So pretend we'll go ahead, put a heel lace pad. I'm going to start in the middle of his foot. And very similar to like the closed basket weave, as you go around the heel, you can cover the heel with pre-wrap. Just go really light. And as each strip goes and overlaps one another, kind of just smooths itself out. And I'll go all the way up. Like I said, for me, I'm going to go all the way up to the base of the calf. Even though I know the slides mentioned to go mid-calf with elastic tape, like I said, for me, I like to go and stop at the base of the calf. I'll go ahead and grab my white tape, and I'm going to just real gently tear, very similar to the closed basket weave, a 2 to 3 strip, kind of an anchor zone, okay? Because I want a lot of good foundation for when I put down the elastic tape. And then I'm going to go just really lightly around the foot, because when he steps, he needs to have that tape to expand so it doesn't cramp his style. All right, so once I have that, so this is where the Y comes in. So I'm going to start, and like I said, maintain that relaxed position. I'm going to start right at the bottom of the foot, and you want to make sure that you follow, come up over the calcaneus, okay, or the heel. And a lot of times I'll kind of measure out a little bit of how much I need to cut. So I probably go a little bit above, maybe an inch or two, above the anchor once it's kind of stretched. I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of my incision, and then I'm going to go ahead and split. So then as I come up and over, as you can see, I'm going to make my Y, so hence the, I'd say that's a Y strip. So I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to attach and just overlap it. One goes around one side, one goes around the other. Okay. So I do probably two or three of those. And the kind of the base of the Y is going to be right just below the anchor point. Now, I'll show you another variation, what we call the dog bone, where it's actually both sides. So I kind of will go ahead and measure up my strip. That's why it's always kind of nice if you have somebody can help you cut. And rather than just doing one end that has the split, you do two ends. So a little bit of a split, and you'll start and actually begin around the foot with the split strip. And many times that can provide even more of a support. And I'll go up over the calf. I'll make my incision, kind of judge it accordingly. I'm trying to overlap as best I can. And then I'll go ahead and anchor. Then once you have that down, then I can go ahead and re-anchor with white tape just to make sure that those strips aren't going anywhere. And then I'll go over around the foot lightly. And that's the basic. Okay. Now some people will go ahead and take this and go over the whole entire thing. I've seen some people will actually do it in combination with a closed basket weave. So we used to do that with some of our basketball and volleyball players. I told you the bicycle inner tube. We used to go ahead and do this, but imagine with a bike inner tube, we just cut it in half and make the strip here, split it around, attach up front, and then we'll go ahead and do a closed basket weave over that. Sometimes that helps. So then, as you can see, when he goes into dorsiflexion, you see how all the strips get really, really tight, and then when he relaxes, kind of takes some of that tension out. So when he goes into dorsiflexion, it's kind of preventing Pete from getting that maximum pull once he gets at the end of dorsiflexion. Okay. Any questions?